one extra bedroom. As the dream of most parents, I acquired a degree in software engineering and joined a company based in USA. Here at last I was in place where I wanted to be. I decided I would be staying in this country for about 5 years, in which time I would have earned enough money to settle down in India. My father was a government employee, and after his retirement, the only asset he could acquire was a decent one bedroom flat. I wanted to do something more than him. I started feeling homesick and lonely as the time passed. I used to call home and speak to my parents every week using cheap international phone cards. 2 years passed. 2 years of burgers at McDonald's and pizzas and disco, and 2 years watching the foreign exchange rate getting happy whenever the rupee value went down. Finally, I decided to get married, told my parents that I have only 10 days of holiday and everything must be done within these 10 days. I got my ticket booked in the cheapest flight. If I miss anyone, then there will be talks. After reaching home, I spent home 1 week going through all photographs of girls, and as the time was getting shorter, I was forced to select one candidate. In-laws told me, to my surprise, that I would have to get married in 2 or 3 days, as I will not get any more holidays. After the marriage, it was time to return to USA. After giving some money to my parents and telling the neighbors to look after them, we returned to USA. My wife enjoyed this country for about 2 months, and then she started feeling lonely. The frequency of calling India increased to twice in a week, sometimes 3 times a week. Our savings started diminishing. After 2 more years, we started to have kids. Two lovely kids, a boy and a girl. Every time I spoke to my parents, they asked me to come to India so that they can see their grandchildren. Every year I decided to go to India, but part work, part monetary conditions prevented it. Years went by, and then suddenly one day I got a message that my parents were seriously sick. I tried, but I couldn't get any holidays and thus could not go to India. The next message I got was my parent had passed away, and as there was no one to do the last rites, the society members had done whatever they could. I was depressed. My parents had passed away without seeing their grandchildren. After a couple more years passed away, much to my children's dislike and my wife's joy, we returned to India to settle down. I started to look for a suitable property, but to my dismay, my savings were short and the property prices had gone up during all these years I had returned to the USA. My wife refused to come back with me, and my children refused to stay in India. My children and I returned to US after promising my wife I could be back for good after 2 years. Time passed by. My daughter decided to get married to an American, and my son was happy living in USA. I decided that had enough and would wound up everything and return to India. I had just enough money to buy a decent two-bedroom flat in a well-developed locality. Now I am 60 years old, and the only time I go out of the flat is for the routine visit to a nearby temple. My faithful wife has also left me and gone to the holy abode. Sometimes I wonder, was it worth all this? My father, even after staying in India, had a house to his name, and I too have the same, nothing more. I lost my parents and children for just one extra bedroom. Looking out from the window, I see a lot of children dancing. This terrible cable TV has spoiled our new generations, and these children are losing their value and culture because of it. I get occasional cards from my children asking, I am alright. Well, at least they remember me. Now, perhaps after I die, I will be, it will be the neighbors again who will be performing my last rites. God bless them. But the question still remains, was one extra bedroom worth it?